You know, everything seems to be getting a bit more expensive these days, but there's still a bit of good news on the horizon for people who receive Social Security benefits. This year, there's going to be a little extra in those checks, a 3.2% bump up from what was given out in 2023. This extra cash is thanks to what's called a cost of living adjustment, or COLA for short. It's something the people at the Social Security Administration decide on every year, based on how prices are moving up and down. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Is there anything I can do to bump that up even more? Or am I getting all that I can from Social Security? The short answer is, make sure you watch until the end to find out. While we can't control how big the COLA is each year, there are definitely some smart moves you can make, both now and later down the line, to make sure you're getting the most out of Social Security. So here are the 5 things you need to know about Social Security in 2024 in order to take maximum benefits. All right, let's start from the first big thing you need to know about Social Security in 2024. COLA Benefit Boost. Last year, prices in shopping got a little less crazy than before, but things still got pricier. That's where COLA comes into play, giving Social Security benefits a boost to help you keep up. For 2024, we're talking about a 3.2% increase. This might not sound like a lottery win, but it's still pretty great because it means the average retirement benefit is going up by about $59 a month. Yep, that's right, from $1,848 to $1,907 starting in January. The folks at the Social Security Administration, SSA, crunched the numbers, and that's the deal. Now, if we step back and look at last year, that increase was a whopping 8.7%, the biggest leap in over 40 years, thanks to some seriously high inflation in 2022. So, while this year's 3.2% might seem a bit modest in comparison, it's still a bit more generous than the average bump we've seen since the early 90s, which hovers around 2.5% a year. Now, here is the important thing. If you're hitting the full retirement age in 2024 and you're thinking about claiming your Social Security, the max benefit you can snag each month is going up to $3,822 from $3,627. And just so we're clear, FRA is sitting at 66 years and 6 months for people born in 1957, and 66 and 8 months for those born in 1958. If you were born between July 2, 1957 and May 1, 1958, you're hitting that milestone in 2024. One last thing, COLA isn't just a retiree's game. It's here to boost monthly payments across the board, whether we're talking retirement, disability, or even supplemental security income, SSI, which is a lifeline for people who are 65 and older or can't work because of a disability or blindness. All right, the next thing about Social Security you should be aware of in 2024 is about Medicare and how it plays ball with your Social Security benefits. So if you're enrolled in Medicare, you probably know that part of the deal involves premiums for Part B. That's the segment covering doctor visits and other outpatient treatments. For many people, these premiums are conveniently pulled right from your Social Security payments each month. Handy, right? But when Medicare premiums go up, they can nibble away at your COLA increase, making that bump feel a bit less bumpish. Now here's the main thing to focus on. In 2023, beneficiaries hit a bit of a sweet spot. That big COLA increase I talked about didn't get swallowed up by Medicare costs. Actually, Medicare premiums dropped a bit, which was like finding an unexpected treasure in your couch cushions. But now in 2024, the tide's turning again. The standard monthly Part B rate is inching up from $164.90 to $174.70. Yep, that means about $10 less a month from your COLA gains. It's like giving a slice of your pizza away. Still pizza left, but you're definitely feeling that missing piece. Okay, moving forward, another important thing about the Social Security in 2024 is the taxes. You see, Social Security isn't a magical pot of money that refills itself. Nope, it's powered by a 12.4% tax on most workers' earnings. For instance, if you're working for someone else, you and your employer split this tax down the middle. You pay 6.2% and your employer matches that. But if you're your own boss, you're covering the whole 12.4% on your own when tax time rolls around. This system hasn't changed since 1990, but the amount of income that's taxed for Social Security, that gets a yearly adjustment. In 2023, your earnings up to $160,200 were on the hook for Social Security taxes. Anything you made over that was in the clear from these taxes. But as we're moving into 2024, the game's changing a bit. Now, earnings up to $168,600 will be taxed for Social Security. So if you're earning more than that, the extra dough won't be touched by Social Security taxes. And just to clear any confusion, money you make from investments doesn't get taxed for Social Security purposes at all. It's like this. Imagine you're filling a giant bucket, the Social Security fund, with water, your taxes. There's a mark on the bucket, the income threshold, that shows how full it can get each year from everyone's contributions. In 2024, that mark is a bit higher, meaning we can pour a little more water in it. But once you hit that mark, any extra water you've got doesn't go into the bucket. Next up is about the Social Security Earnings Test. Now, if you're getting Social Security but also earning a paycheck, there's this thing called the earnings test. It's like a balancing act between work and benefits. This test kicks in if you're younger than your full retirement age, FRA, and making more money from your job than a certain limit. The idea is to make sure Social Security helps those who need it most at each stage of life. The rules of this game change every year, keeping pace with how wages in general are going up or down. In 2024, here's what's happening. If you're not hitting your FRA yet and earn over $22,320, Social Security starts holding back $1 of your benefits for every $2 you earn above that limit. So if you're earning $40,000 a year, you'd see your benefits cut by $8,840. That's because $40,000 is quite a bit over the threshold, and they take half of that difference back. Now, what if 2024 is your golden year, the one where you reach FRA? The rules ease up a bit. Now, for every $3 you earn over $59,520, Social Security tucks away $1 of your benefits, but only until you hit your FRA. Once you reach that birthday, the earnings test says, adios, no more deductions, and they even start to adjust your benefits up to make up for what was withheld before. Also, if you're on Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, there's a whole different set of numbers. SSDI is there for people who can't work because of a serious health condition. For most receiving SSDI, if you make more than $1,550 a month in 2024, Social Security starts to see that as you being able to engage in what they call substantial gainful activity, which could impact your benefits. And if your SSDI is due to blindness, the threshold's higher, at $2,590 a month. Now, the final thing you need to know about Social Security in 2024 is Social Security credits. To get your hands on retirement benefits, you need to rack up Social Security credits. Think of these credits like tokens you earn by working jobs or running your own gig where you pay Social Security taxes. In 2024, earning $1,730 will net you one of these precious credits, up $90 from last year. You can bag up to 4 credits in a year, which means you need to earn at least $6,920 to max out your credits for the year. Now, to unlock the door to retirement benefits, you need 40 credits. That's like saying you need to have worked and contributed to Social Security for 10 years. But don't stress it if those years weren't back-to-back. They can be spread out over your working life. On the other hand, if life throws you a curveball and you find yourself needing Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, the number of credits you need changes. It could be as few as 6 credits, depending on how old you are and when you can no longer work because of a medical condition. To make sure you're keeping your personal finances in check, I recommend you watch this video next to learn the financial mistakes you must avoid in your 40s and 50s.